Oh, there. Okay. Good morning. Good afternoon, y'all. I'm ready to take my nap. I'm sorry. It's midday. But hey, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Happy Taco Tuesday, y'all. If you are a mama, girl, as always, this live is going to be before you. I'm sorry, y'all. Oh, wow. Excuse me. I don't know why I just got sleepy all of a sudden. But, girl, how are you doing? I hope all is well. I hope y'all doing good. Child, I need to be getting up and heading to, child, where I said I was going five below. But I figured I'd get on live because I hadn't been on here in a few days. I hope everybody is doing well. Per usual. Yeah, let me get in here and let me get in some good light, y'all. Zyla, she down, so hopefully I can be on live for a second. But how y'all doing? How y'all doing? If I got some mamas in the chat, please let me know. Because if you do not know, I love helping my mamas make money online. Girl, if you are in a tight situation right now, you've been praying for a solution, a way out, sis. If you're watching me on this phone right now, that is your solution. And that's what I'm here to tell you real quick on how your 2026 could look completely different if you just say yes and invest in you. And I know that's a scary thing. I know when people hear that, they like, oh my God, what the hell is she about to say? What? Girl, if you want to make money, and I'm not talking about saving some money, waiting for your raise, waiting for your increase. I'm saying, like, if you really want to make a life changing money, I just want you to know that you have access to do that. Don't let nobody tell you that you don't. This generation, this world that we're living in with AI, with automation, with social media in general, you should be taking advantage of it. Stop thinking that you're not qualified. Stop thinking that it's too good to be true. Stop thinking that it cannot happen for you. Because I once was at that point in my life where I thought that the only way that I could be able to have the things that I wanted. I thought the only way that I could be able to take trips whenever I wanted to, buy things whenever I wanted to, required me to do a lot of work and kill myself. And I hate to say it like that, but honestly, the more and more I kind of progress in my journey, not only do I enjoy being a blessing to other people, but it's just I'm a big on reflecting, and I wish a lot of people would have just told me and gave me the push that I needed a long time ago. But everything does happen for a reason, and maybe you're seeing this live for a reason. Because again, maybe you've been praying. I always ask God, God, put me in front of the women, the moms that need to hear, that believe in you first of all, and again, are looking for a way out. So if you are new here, my name is Sierra Janet Girl. And I post videos all the time, literally showing you how you can make passive income literally from your phone. Sis, you don't have to have any kind of special skill. You don't have to be techie. You don't have to have a degree. You literally can be you. And honestly, this is one thing that I tell my students all the time. Your journey, your story, your struggles, girl, that's fine. We're gonna use that, and we're gonna use that to your advantage so it can change your situation. But it starts with you changing your mindset and thinking differently and thinking that you are worthy first. So the biggest thing that I'm gonna say is going into 2026, and this is gonna be a little off. I'm just told God to use me and lead me and guide me today, but you got to get rid of the drain, the vampires, the energy drainers. Okay, that's gonna be the biggest thing. That was probably one of the first things that I did where I noticed a change, because a lot of times we are highly motivated, we want to do things, but we are easily talked out of it into changing our situation because of the people that we're around us and the community that we're around us. And as a mom, especially, we are always, it's just within us, right? To pour into other people. And there's nothing wrong with that. Again, I love, and I end up flipping my situation. I have always been the kind of backbone of my family, even though my family didn't treat me as such. I have always been the person that, like, hey, fix my problem, this, and that, and I didn't know at the time. It was just like, hey, this is just who I am. I always tell people all the time, like, growing up, how I grew up. I grew up poor. I grew up in the system. I was adopted. I had abandonment issues, baby. Everything, every odd there is. Yeah, that was me. But I didn't know how God was really preparing me for how what my life would be like today. And I would always get frustrated because I'm like, man, I'm always pouring into people. I'm always trying to help people, but these damn people don't want to do right. Why is that? And it even got to a point where I almost kind of severed my relationship with God because I was just like, again, God, I'm always trying to help people do right by people, but they always do me wrong. So why am I gonna help these people? What's up, baby? You need something? You better make some chicken. Okay, okay. Okay, I know you are. And so with that being said, again, I have always like been the high energy person. I've always been the person like, and again, I think this is a mom thing. I feel like we're just like that. God put that on our heart to be this person, be this nurturer. It's natural, y'all. It's who you are. But this is how you can use that to your advantage. And this is the really key thing that I wish a lot of women would understand, moms especially, like, you can use that skill to your advantage and it can help you change your life. But anyways, fast forward to, when COVID hit and everybody was kind of like scrambling and panicking. That was really the first time I had really like opened my mind to knowing that, like, man, our job could freaking disappear. Like, growing up, people always want to tell you, like, you should be dependent on your job. Like, you want to get a good job, you want to stay there for 30 years, 40 years. Girl, the hell? Ain't nobody talking about entrepreneurship. Ain't nobody talking about having your own and controlling your own and determining when you eat, when you get paid, and how much you earn. Nobody talked about that. At least my upbringing. I don't know about y'all. And so, when COVID hit, that was really like for me, and I don't know if y'all feel the same way, but that was the first time, like, again, it really, really opened up my eyes to like, wow, like I could lose my job tomorrow. Like, it don't have to be promised. They don't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? So that made me start wanting to look into different avenues, like seriously, because I always truthfully always wanted to like have my own and be an entrepreneur. I just didn't know what that looked like, right? When you start hearing about taxes and, businesses and writing things off, it's a scary thought, right? And so I would let that talk myself out of it instead of educating myself and instead of getting more knowledge. And that's kind of what a lot of people do. People are so afraid to step into entrepreneurship because they think that, oh well, what if I have to owe all this money and this is that, when not thinking about the positive thing of it, of like, I can move on my own time. I can have my own freedom. I can control how much money I earn. I can show up when I want to show up. I don't got to be stressed out. I don't have to be begging for PTO. I don't got to explain myself. I always go back to when I was pregnant with my daughter, and this was around COVID as well too. Y'all, was literally 9 months pregnant on maternity leave, and my job was still calling me, asking me to fix something, do this, do that. Like, no real freedom. And here I am about to give birth. That's supposed to be a sacred time, a time I'm with my family. I'm trying to nest. Like, girl, didn't even get to do that. And that really, like, again, at the time, started open up my mind to like, okay, there could be more. There could be something else. And it shouldn't take me working hard in order to get there. So I started doing my research. I started dibbling and dabbling into different side hustles. I first started with wholesale real estate because I was like, okay, you don't have to have a real estate license. You can do that. You can get into it. Like, literally anybody could basically do it. You just got to know how to negotiate. You know how to talk and be the middleman to get people, under contract. So I started doing that, y'all. Made my first $10,000. Thought that was something. I was like, baby, okay, this is about to be game changer. You know what I'm saying? But at the time, again, $10,000, that's a lot of money. I was excited. Let me not sound, ungrateful, but with wholesale real estate back then, this is before like I knew about like automations and systems and things like that. It required a lot of like knocking on the door, knocking on the door, knocking on the door. Baby, ain't nobody trying to do that because I'd be quick to want to cuss people out too, and then, getting on call logs and stuff like that and calling people and asking about that. For me, that was a lot of work. And I always kind of had this guilt of thinking, like, okay, what is a way that I can make some money where I ain't got to do too much? I don't feel bad about saying that. You know what I mean? I used to, because I used to think like, oh, if I work 60 hours, I used to work at a warehouse. If I work 60 hours of overtime, yeah, I know I'm gonna have some money. Killing myself, tired, even too damn tired to even spend the money, right? So wholesale real estate, I mean, I kept it in the back of my mind, but I was like, whatever. But again, it still opened up the eyes of like, wow, I just made a lot of love some money. Yes, it consisted of me doing a lot of work, but I was able to make what I wanted to make on my own terms. So I was like, okay, this is something. We could do something with this, right? Then I was like, okay, well, I've always tried to do YouTube. Back in 2015, I started my YouTube channel. And, at the time, this is when like the beauty thing was kind of a thing. So I was like, well, maybe I'm gonna try to do what everybody else do. And I'm gonna be a makeup artist. Hey, Tori, how are you, sis? I said, well, maybe I'm trying to do what everybody else is doing. This makeup thing. I mean, I'm kind of into makeup, not nothing crazy. I had did a few like I don't want to say celebrities, but people within my city, right? I would do their makeup for you, but I was never really passionate about it. But I knew how to do some makeup. Like, baby, I'm gonna give you the right color. I'm gonna make you look good. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. And again, I was like, well, that's fun. I kind of want to be in this space of like, you know, doing social media and I guess making money. And it's not like a job. To me, it's fun, but I wasn't passionate about it. So I started doing that, started trying to do makeup tutorials, y'all. So cringe. I still have like some of the old videos on my channel if you go back and look, but I love going back and seeing like my growth. I leave it on there for y'all to see my growth as well too. Baby wasn't getting no views, wasn't nobody watching me. And this is before like keyword SEO. Well, at least before I knew about it. Back in 2015, like I don't feel like people were teaching like, oh, you can make money from social media like that, right? Well, I knew you can make money, but nobody was talking about like how to position yourself, especially when you're a beginner, unless you have like this following. Maybe you created a following from Instagram, Vine, or whatever like that, and you bringing people over to YouTube. So I was like, well, granted, was not consistent because when I wasn't getting views, definitely wasn't getting on here being consistent. But back in the day, you could get monetized on YouTube just from little shit. So I did get monetized. Thought I was doing something. I was like, oh, YouTube is gonna be my career. I'm gonna do this, and then this is gonna help me get from my job. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be able to leave my job or whatever like that. And this gonna be the one. This gonna be the one. Girl, again, YouTube flop. When nobody watching my stuff. When nobody supporting me, nothing like that. I would get like maybe 100 views. 50 views max. Okay. Like nothing crazy. Again, was not consistent either. So I have to, take full responsibility there. So then I started hearing about this thing about UGCs because back in the day when everybody was doing, or when YouTube is still a thing. I don't care what nobody said, but you would see your favorite creators and they would be talking about like how they got these brand deals and how these brands like was giving them product and they would do it in exchange. So I'm like, oh, so look, baby, I've always been ahead of the game a little bit, right? So I was like, you know what? I'm a big, I look, faith is everything to me. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start creating my own sponsorships. I'm gonna start doing this on my own. So I would buy a product that I like. And again, y'all, this is so crazy because how my life has came full circle, but this is how God works. Didn't know at the time what UGC was, had never heard of it or anything like that. But I was like, well, I'm gonna start creating my own products and I'm gonna start creating my own, or not my own products. I'm gonna start creating my own sponsorships and like treating it like that. And then surely brands are gonna want to reach out to me. So I started doing like little makeup tutorials and I would be like, okay, y'all, look at the product, da, da, da. And you know what I mean? Whatever, girl, I was trying. It was so embarrassing, so cringy. And then I would do like cell phone reviews. Girl, I would do just the most random channel was all over the goddamn place, baby. I was trying to do something. And that's what a lot of y'all be doing and that's why I'm always telling you, like, girl, I'm guilty of it. I try to. You be hoping like this one thing gonna hit. It's gonna go crazy. It's gonna go viral, right? Shit didn't go viral. Nobody came. But I will say this, with me consistently started showing up on YouTube, brands started reaching out to me all because they didn't know at the time. Like I was like, oh, I just have this product, da da da, whatever. And the way I would review it, brands would be like, okay, like we want you to review our product. Like we'll send you free product in exchange for a video. And I was just so excited. I was so hyped up, y'all. Like I was like, man, I got brands sending me stuff. Like I literally still have stuff on my Instagram page. Girl, this is when I had like 30 followers, 50 followers. Girl, didn't have no followers, nothing. But I thought I was doing something. And it had like, just remember being so excited. Like a brand sent me like a box of lashes. Y'all I had like a year supply of lashes. I was doing different things with like different brands. And y'all, I didn't care because again, I was just excited to be on a brand's PR list. I ain't know no better, right? But then I started hearing people talk about UGC. And, maybe it was just the way that the algorithm was set up. And people was like, oh, I don't have a large following. And if y'all don't know what UGC is, it's user generated content. And basically, long story short, I would say probably about late 2018, 2019 is really where UGC kind of really started taking off, where a lot of these influencers, I don't want to say they left a bad taste in brands' mouth, but they kind of did. Like it kind of got to a point where like there were so many different what's the word? Not scandals, but like there were just so many different things that were going on where like brands were like, hey, y'all ain't how to the to the big influencers, y'all not getting the sales like how we want to get sales. So we gonna have regular folk because it seems more realistic and it seems more relatable. We're gonna have them start reviewing our products and we're gonna pay them instead of paying you $10,000, $20,000, how much you charging. I could pay old regular old Sierra over here $100 and her ass is gonna be happy, girl. We fucked up the game. We really did. We really did. Okay. So I started dibbling dabbling in UGC. And then with that being said, this is like when Twitter was kind of like, where it was okay for us to use Twitter. So I would get into these different Twitter groups and that would be different ways you can get these UGC deals. So I started getting, little deals, but a lot of it, I'm not gonna lie, in the beginning was just gifted, thing. And I'm like, okay, I gotta work my way up, build my portfolio up or whatever like that. But when I got into it, I was like, wow, this is like really neat. And I'm the type of person, if I learn something, I always want to share it with people. Like I just have, I mean, y'all, I'm talking about back to motherfucking grade school, baby. If I look, when we used to play around the world and I used to know all the multiplication, I used to kill it. I would be like, hey, you gotta learn. This is how you learn math in your head. Like I'm just always that type of person. I want to put people on. Like that's just who I am. So when I got into this UGC space, I noticed that a lot of the times I would be or at least it felt like, sometimes I felt like I was like the only black girl in there. And so I'm like, shit, I'm gonna put my girls on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna let the girlies know, like, hey, such and such, Fenty Beauty, if you send them an email or send them a DM on Instagram, they'll send you some free product. You can get on their PR list, trying to put the girlies on. And this is when, like, I remember this is when Fenty, like, when she had just like launched, so they was looking for, like, smaller creators. So that kind of like brought me into this space of like, wow, you can really get paid, and you can not only get product, you can also go on free trips. I had started going on, like, where brands, again, wasn't nobody paying me, but I was doing things in exchange. Didn't know no better. Didn't know no better. And I think I had did like two travel UGC opportunities where I was able to stay at the W Hotel, and I was able to stay at NBC Suite absolutely free. Y'all all paid. Got to bring my family with me. So y'all, I'm thinking I'm doing my big one. I'm thinking I'm somebody. Baby, I'm an influencer. Baby was whole not definitely not no influencer, but I just, again, in my head I was just so excited, and I thought this was something. Again, not knowing how God is preparing me for all of this, but I was like, I started getting better with my content. I started creating content. I started editing better. I stopped filming with the front of my camera. This is why I'm always telling my students, don't be filming with the front of this goddamn camera. Okay. You turn around, you wipe it off, make sure it ain't greasy or whatever like that. But I started being intentional. Then TikTok kind of was a thing. I never really messed with TikTok like that, but I was like, okay, a lot of UGC brands wanted you to do things on TikTok. A lot of UGC brand opportunities that I had, they wanted you to like run a page. Like, it was just, so I was like, okay, well, maybe I'll dibble dabble in this. And then I started taking Instagram a lot more serious. And at this point, I'm doing UGC like, okay, like this is like something that, like, I'm getting deals after deals after deals after deals. And I'm working my way up. Again, like I said, it was a lot of gifted product at the beginning, and that's because I didn't know how to negotiate. So this was God forcing me to learn. You need to learn how to negotiate. You need to learn how to be able to look at contracts on your own to know if you getting played. Because a lot of brands be like, okay, we want you to do this. We're not gonna pay you, and we want to have rights to your content for like 6 months. Girl, you better get paid for that. But again, didn't know all that, so it forced me to learn, start doing my research. So I started getting on YouTube University, and I started learning this information because I was like, man, I really want to know what I'm doing. And like I said, I like helping people, so I want to be able to help people too. So as I started learning, I continued to spread the information. I would continue to get into these different groups, and when I started doing that, a lot of people started like lightweight cussing me out, like, don't be giving people this information. You taking money. Like, y'all, I still have some of the messages. Like, if y'all check out my vlog, one day I'm gonna drop it in the vlog just to kind of show y'all. Like, I still to this day cannot believe the messages that I got. Cause here I am, I'm a regular schmegular girl. I don't have a large following by any means at all. And again, I'm just like, well, isn't the whole point of us having these groups is to help each other and support each other? And like, what's the point of it? What's the point of us having this group if we're not gonna help each other? And so I would literally be writing on Twitter, like, okay, this is what you say to the brand. This is exactly what I said. And they gave me free product. And at this time, I'm actually getting like paid deals. It wasn't nothing crazy. It would be like $50 here, $100 here, $200 there. Nothing crazy, right? But I'd be like, hey, when new people would come in, I'm like, hey, I got you. Reach out to such and such, say this, da da da, or DM this. They'll hit you back, whatever, like that. But I don't know why. It just always rubbed me the wrong way that so many people would get upset with me and be pissed because, again, we're literally strangers on Twitter socializing because it's social media. And I thought we were supposed to be here to help each other. But I was like, okay, red motherfucking flag. And so it kind of like left a bad taste in my mouth about UGC. And then two, something in me at that time, I don't know. I don't know if I don't know still to this day what. I'm so glad that it happened, but something just told me like, man, I'm doing a lot of work for a little bit of money, and I feel like I deserve more. Baby, I'm the editor. I gotta sometimes come up with the brief, meaning I gotta come up with the concept of what the video is gonna be for the brand. I gotta do all that, and I'm like, as I started doing more research, I'm like, there are people that literally get paid to do this. There's social media managers. There are people that again come up with literally briefs that literally is their job. So why the hell am I doing all of this for $50? And then you want 30 videos? Hell no. Like, just something in me was like, hell no, I'm not doing this. You know what I mean? And then I started dibbling and dabble into the different UGC apps, which I'm gonna tell y'all about them apps a little bit later on. Later on. Y'all stay tuned for that. But and so I was like, man, like this is just like I just feel like that like people need to know more. Like, but again, I'm a regular girl. I still work my 9 to 5. Surely if I can do this, other people can do this too. But I was like, how do I get the information out? Because every time I post a YouTube video, don't nobody watch my shit. So I mean, I could kind of maybe show people how I get the deals, but like nobody, again, I didn't know about keywords or nothing like that. So I just knew that I wanted to show people, because when I would tell people like, "Oh girl, I just got some free lashes," or "Oh girl, I got to, stay at this hotel for free," people like, "Oh my God, how did you do that?" And so I was like, well, dang, I want to find a way where I could, like teach people, but how do I do that? So ironically, I started hearing about digital products. And when I heard about it, again, this is like late 2019 going into 2020 COVID, or whatever like that. People were saying you could type up a PDF and you could sell it. You sell it for like $27, sell it over and over, and people were making like hundreds of thousands of dollars. And I'm like, from a $27 product, girl, that is crazy. Like, 27, girl, like what? And I'm like, oh, so that's the perfect way, because when I was hearing people talk about the digital products, they were saying the key to being able to make money is solving people's problem. And I thought at the time, I'm like, okay, well, a problem meaning something negative, like it has to be something bad. And they like, no, like solving a problem could be something as how to do your makeup. You know what I'm saying? Like some people don't know how to do their makeup. So you're solving a problem, teaching somebody how to do that. Same thing in this PDF. If you give somebody a step-by-step instruction, they're gonna want to buy this from you because they want this info. So I'm like, okay, well, I know how to get UGC deals. I know how to talk to brands. Like, I've reached out to brands and completely bombed it. But then I learned, I fixed that. And literally, if I'm sending out, five to 10 emails a day, I'm getting at least 3 or 4 response back. Or same thing with DMs. If I'm sending out at least 20, 50, I used to always say send out at least 50 DMs a day, I'm getting at least like 25 responses back. So surely I have proven results. You know what I mean? Like that's how I was thinking about it at the time. So I was like, well, since these people got attitude, because I don't know if it's a Leo thing or whatever like that, but I was a little salty when people were being kind of rude to me and being mean to me, talking about you need to stop telling people this, you giving away what you saying, you taking money. Like people was literally like, you're taking money off the table for us. And I'm like, how the hell? Like, but okay. So I was like, well, fuck it. I'm gonna do this whole digital product thing or whatever like that. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna put everything that I know inside of a PDF and I'm gonna sell it. Now, granted, when I had seen all these people talking about it, they were just explaining the steps of how to put together a PDF. Nobody was actually saying like, oh, you need skills to be able to sell this shit. They was just like, you put together this product, girl, and you be able to sell it, and boom, okay. So I did that, took my, put my heart and soul. Anything that I do, I always try to put my heart and soul into a girl. So I took the time, I typed up everything. I literally was like, well, I don't think nobody doing this. So I'ma literally like show examples and screenshot like my actual, DM post that I was sending to brands and why they would actually respond back or email. And then when brands would be like trying to offer me, because at this point I'm getting a little cold, UGC, like when brands would be like, oh, we only are available to do a gifted collab, the response that I would have back, I screenshot that. I put all of this in this PDF. The PDF was like 36 pages long. I even showed you how to like put together your portfolio. Like I'm showing you like, hey girl, go around your house, grab products that you use every single day, baby. I don't care if it's the thing of ranch. Okay, show that, pour that ranch out on you know what I mean, on your chicken. And that's a video. I would show people how to do unboxing videos, green screens, things like that, because that's what UGC brands wanted. So I, again, I was so proud. I was so excited. It took me some time to put together the product, but I was like, I know this is gonna go crazy. I know this is gonna change the game. I was excited. I would tell people around, like in the city that I live in, whenever I would go to different events. And I'm like, you really need to look into UGC because it can like really change the game for you. And you can just start. Who don't want to get free shit? Like that was the main thing, right? And so I was like, just again so excited, didn't have no kind of plan or anything like that. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna start talking about it on my story. Well, really, I didn't even talk about it. I was just like, hey y'all, I just popped up one day on Instagram and I was like, I have this PDF and I'm showing you how I get these brand deals or whatever like that. As a person that has no following, it's called UGC, and I'm literally showing, I'm gonna show you how to put together your portfolio, all of that. Y'all, when I say it was motherfucking crickets, it was motherfucking crickets. And I was just like, now I didn't watch all these people, and I had at the time bought like different like little mini courses that you could get off of. I had got one off of Etsy, and I had got a few off of YouTube, and so I'm like, these people is lying. They are not making this type of money because I know damn well ain't nobody giving away this information I'm giving you. I'm literally giving you an actual, because people used to always blank out their email, what they would send to the brand. I'm like, what the hell is the point of showing it if you're gonna blank it out? So I'm like, I'm showing you the whole conversation that I'm having with a brand, what it be like when we going back and forth in the DM, what negotiating, all of that. Like, and I'm showing you the steps to how to put together your portfolio. Like, I know this is gonna go crazy. I know. And then on top of that, I'm selling it for $36, y'all. And then on top of that, I gave you the top like 50 brands that I knew had worked with like people that literally have zero following. Like you can have a brand new page, and if you talk to them correctly and you negotiate with them correctly, they gonna work with you. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta, it's a certain way you gotta do it. Y'all, when I tell you I was devastated because this was I was hyping myself up to my family members, to my friends. I was like, yeah, I'm about to drop this PDF. People don't really know about this whole PDF thing. It's gonna go crazy. Like, it's gonna go insane. Digital products is they talking about it's gonna change the game. Come 2024, like it's literally gonna be the world. You know what I mean? Like, or whatever. Again, this was around COVID too. So you gotta keep that in mind. Girl, launch, and like I said, nobody bought my shit. So it left a really, really bad taste in my mouth. I thought digital products was a scam. I thought it was too good to be true. And I'm like, well, maybe I gotta be white. Maybe I gotta be white in order for this shit to work out because ain't nobody buying my shit. But at the time, I did not know because I needed marketing, because I needed sales psychology, because I needed to know how to make people feel. People don't care about the actual features of a product. You have to learn how to speak to people's emotions in order to get them to buy. And I wasn't doing that. So again, left a bad taste in my mouth, kind of gave up. And then at that point, because I had went down the lane of getting courses and stuff, then I started hearing about the Amazon FBA, the coloring books, all of that. And I'm like, bro, I want to do this. I'll keep seeing there's too many people. And like I would get mad, like not even on no jealous hate type of shit, but I would just get mad. I'm like, they living a life of freedom. Like I want that. How do I get to that? Like I'm gonna do that. So I started buying all these different courses, all these different courses, all these different courses. None of them at the time were offering like resale rights or giving you the option to like do affiliate. It was just you supposed to learn from it and then you implement and create your own shit. So I tried that. It never really stuck with me. I kind of started and stopped because I felt like people would give you information, but they wouldn't really necessarily show you how to like implement it in order to actually see results yourself. Don't get me wrong, the information was helpful, but I'm like, it's just like watching a clickbait, YouTube video. Like the title gets you, it brings you in, oh, this is gonna change your life, da da da, whatever. So again, it just kept really leaving this bad taste in my mouth. And I was like, man, there's just no way. So I felt like, okay, well, let me start. I've done wholesale real estate. So let me try to dibble and dabble in Airbnb because now Airbnb is kind of this thing. I live in Indiana. So not that I feel like we was late to the party, but I feel like we kind of was. But I started doing Airbnb, did my first Airbnb, went great. I was subleasing the apartment, which back in the day, like motherfuckers didn't really care about you subleasing apartments and stuff like that. Was making some money and thought I was doing something. Girl, I was like, okay, we charging $105 a night. Girl was getting some money, decorated the place, bought the furniture. Everything was going really, really good. Then all of a sudden, the shit, and at the time, this is when Indiana, we had what was it called? The All Star event. So I was making some money from that. We had little events going on, nothing crazy, but like the FFA convention comes here, the firefighter conventions come here. So I would get like guests or whatever. Again, it's so funny how my life comes back full circle. Long story short, the apartment basically ended up finding out that I was doing Airbnb, shut my shit down. So I was like, man, god damn. Like I gotta why can't this work for me? Everybody be having these life-changing stories. Why can't it never work for me? And I was just so frustrated. I was so upset because I thought this was gonna be my way. I thought I was about to be an Airbnb guru. Okay. It didn't happen. But again, you never want to take anything that you lose as like, what I mean, a loss. It's a lesson. You know what I mean? It's gonna come back up later. So fast forward to, me still working my 9 to 5. When I was, giving when I was about to give birth to my daughter, this is 2021. Something in me, I don't know what it was. I was just like, God, I know I'm meant for more. I know I can do more. How do I get there? And something told me, at this time I was on my job for what I think I had just hit 10 years. And I was like, when I have my daughter, I'm gonna be at home. I don't know what the hell that looks like. I know my husband thought I was crazy, but I was like, I want to be at home. I literally have a YouTube video, y'all, when I was doing my makeup on my birthday. It's still up on my channel to this day. And I was like, I'm gonna find a job where I don't have to be so needed like this, that my job doesn't even appreciate me. I literally sleep with my laptop. I run 3 shifts. The females that I have to work with, they literally make my life miserable. And all I'm trying to do is help people. And I was like really at a point where I was just like so frustrated because I'm like, I'm always trying to help people, but people always do me wrong. And so I was like, God, I don't know what this looks like, y'all. And this is when everybody was, because again, this is COVID. So this is when everybody was like working from home. I said, baby, I'm going to get me one of them work from home jobs. And it's going to allow me to, really go all in on like YouTube and focus on it. I don't know what the hell I'm going to be doing, but like, I just see myself being at home. When my daughter's at home, baby, I'm going to be that mom cutting up them cucumber sandwiches. Like, this is what I used to always say. We're going to be putting together their little trays. And, and I've always wanted my kids to kind of be homeschooled. But I ain't know. I was just talking. Okay. Y'all, I didn't know no better. So, when my daughter, when I basically gave birth to my daughter, something in me, and my husband thought I was psycho, y'all. I was like, yeah, this gonna be my last. This is probably gonna. I told my job, I literally gave them like a fucking 4 month. What was it? A 4 month? Yeah, because when I had her, she was born in August. I quit February the next year. So I said, I went to my boss, and at the time, my boss, I'm literally getting ready to be her successor because she's getting ready to retire. She's training me and this, that. And I just said, you know what? I don't know. And I'm telling you, this just it had to be just the faith. Again, I'm so grateful for my husband that he didn't think I was psychotic, but my husband was already working two full-time jobs to try to support us. And again, my ass was just like, I'm quitting, I'm doing it. So I started looking for jobs or whatever, like y'all, applied for one job, got the job, and it was work from home. And it wasn't one of them jobs where like you locked in on a computer screen, like it was like chill. And I'm like, baby, this right here, this about to be game changer. So I found a job. I started February 2022. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna get back into this UGC stuff, but I'm gonna do it my way, and I'm gonna actually, like start, really actually get money. Like I'm gonna start taking it serious. I'm gonna do my research, and I'm gonna get paid from this because I'm seeing people talking about they getting $3,000 deals, 5,000, $10,000 deals. If I could just make that, I know I'll be able to quit this job, but I ain't gonna do my husband like that, right? So I started back into UGC, got back into it heavy, actually started making a lot more money. At this point, I wasn't really doing like at that point, I knew how to negotiate. So I was like, I'm not doing no gifted products or whatever like that. I mean, unless I wanted to, unless I really fuck with the brand. But like if it was somebody that was just regular and they just reaching out to me, oh baby, I can't do no gifted. I'm not, y'all want 30 videos for some free product? Hell no. So started doing that. And then I was just like, man, again, God, I feel like, I mean, this is fun. But again, at that point, because I'm getting paid, brands would go back and forth with me over and over and over. Can you edit this? Can you fix this? Can you do that? Can you do that? And that wasn't a part of our contract. And so, like, again, I was frustrated and I was pissed off at the time. But I was like, man, there's no way. There's no way. Not for this. This ain't even no money. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not about to keep doing this. So I was like, God, like, I mean, I'm grateful. I'm not trying to sound like I'm not grateful or whatever. And I appreciate you being able to supplement my little income that I'm getting. But this whole me not getting paid, because this is another thing, y'all, with UGC or really brand collabs in general, some of the brands, they won't pay you. They have this thing called net 30, net 60, net 90, meaning when I turn into content, I might not get paid until 3 months out. Sometimes in some cases, I think the longest it ever took me to get paid was like 4 months of me turning in the content, and y'all don't pay me until 4 months later. Hell no. Like that's just it's not cool. And so then that's when I started learning how to like negotiate too. And like, hey, I'm gonna need at least, 300 up front or something like that. But still, I'm like, man, this is a lot of work for a little bit of nothing. And I just something just told me to just like start praying about it again and not feel bad about wanting more. So I said, okay, God, like show me the opportunity. I'm open to learn whatever. Just show me, I'm gonna put in the work. Just show me what I need to do. Like I know there is a way that I can make money in my sleep. And I know that I can do that. I don't know what that looks like. I don't know how I'm gonna get there. I've tried Airbnb, I've tried wholesale real estate, I've tried these different things, but I know there's gotta be an easier way. So I'm praying and I'm praying, and I'm praying. And you know how you be praying and it's not like what you thought that you had in mind. So I'm praying and all of a sudden I started seeing people talk about digital products again and they talking about master resale rates. But this is the first time I ever heard people say master resale rates. And I'm like, child, I done already been down the lane, been there, done that. Ain't nobody better try to do no damn digital products, like, cause people be out here lying. Like, I put together a killer digital product and did nobody buy it. Like, I had a couple people that buy it. The people that bought it, they was like, it was amazing, it was super helpful. Hell, they even started their businesses, which is crazy. And I'm like, there's just no way. But I was like, man, like, but I keep seeing people talk about this shit. Okay, but the people that at the time that I had seen, and this is so I hate that it's like this, and this is why I'm so big to try to give information, not be a gatekeeper, because I know what it's like being a woman of color and not feeling like you see that representation. So I didn't see anybody that looked like me. I seen a whole bunch of white girls. They was the white girls with the matcha. So at the time, I thought that that was, the only way that this could work. So I didn't see it, but I'm like, master resale rights, master resale, it keep coming up, keep coming up. And I'm like, man, like that shit's not gonna work. Like people out here lying. I'm not about to go down that lane. No. So again, continue praying, going into a new year, going into 2024. Again, still like, man, God, I know I'm meant for more. You know how you ready for a new year, you got your New Year's resolution, you ready to do something different. I'm like, God, like please just send me an opportunity where I can do less and make more. Like I just got to a point where I just didn't feel guilty about that no more. And so again, still seeing master resale rights. I would see it, I would look at it a little bit, but not, not nothing or whatever like that. Don't make a move. It wasn't until April of 2024 when I seen one of my favorite YouTubers who I've watched for years. Because again, I've tried to do YouTube for years. I'm watching Missy Lynn. Missy Lynn had disappeared on YouTube, came back, and I'm just watching the vlog as a casual viewer, as I always have. And Literally, she says, "Oh, I just got started with this digital product and it's called," she was like, "and it comes with master resale rights." And I'm like, well, ain't this something? You know how you be thinking things are a coincidence, you be thinking things are ironic, you be thinking things are like, well, ain't this something? But I'm like, Missy, she's a big creator. She has over 300,000 subscribers. Like, everybody knows who she is. If you're a beauty girl, if you an OG YouTuber, you know who she is. And I'm like, she literally, her full-time income is brand deals. So I'm like, oh, this surely must be like a brand deal. Damn, they got people promoting digital products now. Like, that's what it is. If anyone in here is being negative, that's fine, but you should go find a video you feel is the truth. This sister is helping women and mothers change their life. We love you. Oh, thank you, Ebony. I appreciate you. Girl, you know I don't pay no mind. Uh, Baby, all engagement is good engagement to me. So go ahead, comment down below. I don't care. So yeah, so I'm watching her and I'm like, is this ironic? Like, this gotta be ironic as hell, like, for this to come up. But I'm like, surely, okay, again, this has to be like a brand deal because I'm like, why would Missy need to be trying to learn these skills? Why would she be trying to sell a digital product when she literally makes all her money? Like, this is somebody that I look up to. Hell, I want to be on her level one day. This is the shit that I was trying to do. You know what I'm saying? When I was doing UGC. So I'm like, it was for me, the first feeling that I had, and I remember it was confusion because I was like, why? Here's someone that I feel like has it all together. Why would they need to be, you know what I'm saying? Why would they need to be doing this? And so I was like, of course I'm gonna watch the vlog because this is my girl. Like, I'm gonna watch the vlog. So I'm watching the vlog and Missy, all of a sudden she's on her couch in the vlog and she's like, y'all, I've been locked in on the screen and the information that I'm learning inside of this course, like, it's literally like changing the game for me. Like, I didn't even know this. And here I have been on social media for all these years. Like, there's things that I'm learning. I'm like, you learning some shit from this too? Like, okay. So now I'm like really like, okay, I'm locked in. Cause at first I really wasn't, you know how you watching something casually, but you're not paying attention. And so as the vlog goes on, she doing her little thing or whatever like that. But then she comes back to talking about, she's like, yo, I just made $500, like literally in my sleep. Like, this is crazy. And I'm like, again, Missy, you have a whole bunch of followers. Like, what do you need to be doing this for? I'm just curious on why do you need to better yourself? Honestly, looking back now, they're like, that's literally, I guess, how I was perceiving it. Cause I was just like, why would you need to be doing this? So I'm like, And so I'm like, okay, God, I don't know if this is a sign. Maybe it's a sign. So I was just told myself, I said, you know what? Missy in the video was saying, like, oh, if you want to learn more, I know what you're thinking. You probably think it's a scam, pyramid scheme. I did too. But my friend Amber is the one that put me on. And so I'm like, all right. So that's two black girls that's saying that they doing this and it's actually working for them. I didn't know who Amber was at the time. And I didn't know, like, if she had a large follow. I didn't know who she just said her friend Amber. But the way Missy was saying it, like, I knew that Amber wasn't somebody that was like huge at that time or whatever like that. I mean, she had a following, but she wasn't like, I didn't know who she was. So I'm like, okay, so somebody put Missy on or whatever like that. And Missy, again, like, you know how you watch your favorite YouTuber and they your friend in your head or whatever like that. So I was like, you know what? Something just kept, I don't know, just kept like urging me to like reach out. So I was like, you know what? All right, if this is meant to be, God, because I'm still having that scarcity mindset in my head. I'm thinking like, there's no way. Again, this woman has a whole bunch of followers, so surely I'm not good enough. Surely it could never happen for me. So I'm like, if it's meant to be, God, I'll do you this one. I'm gonna do you this one, God. If it's meant to be, I'm gonna reach out to her, and she'll hit me back. But I know she's not gonna hit me back because she got all these followers. There's no way, y'all. I shoot Missy a message. Missy shoots me a message right back. And I'm like, first of all, I was just, I ain't gonna lie, like, I'm not starstruck or anybody, but I was just shocked. Like, I was just kind of like, okay, like, she actually be getting back with her people. You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, anytime I've ever commented on Missy's video in the past, she's always like, don't get me wrong, like, Missy's one of those type of creators where I feel like she does, like, she values her audience. And now knowing her too, she definitely values her audience. And so I'm like, okay, so she hit me right back. All right. And so I'm asking her questions, y'all. We on a voice note on Instagram. And I'm like, hey, I seen you talking about this on your video. So what's the catch? What is the catch? Is this a pyramid scheme? Is this shit too good to be true? Because I ain't got time. Okay. I didn't wasted a lot of money buying this course, that course, that course, this course, and I ain't got nowhere. So you can just tell me now, my feelings won't be hurt. If this shit ain't gonna work, just let me know. I mean, I'm good with that. And Missy was like, y'all, literally, Missy responded back to me, was laughing, cracking up. Because one thing I'm gonna do is probably make somebody laugh, right? But I was serious. But y'all be laughing at me, but I be really serious. She sends me back a message. She's like, girl, no, I thought the exact same thing. I thought it was a scam. I thought it was a pyramid scheme, but it's a thing. It's not about selling a course. Like, that's just really one layer of what you're doing. The fact that you're learning this information, it literally can open up the door to so many other things for you. Plus, there's side income streams that you can learn and all of that. And I'm like, okay, 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 okay. I feel you. I feel you. But I said, but at the same time, you have literally over 300,000 followers. So probability says, of course, if you're going to talk about something, promote something, you're going to get some hits. I'm just a regular smuggler girl from Indiana. Nobody knows who I am. Hell, they don't even watch my YouTube channel now. And so she was like, no, like that's the thing. Like inside of the course, it teaches you how to like position yourself on social media, what to say. You're going to learn about keywords, SEO. You're going to learn about, attraction marketing, all these type of things. And that's what's going to help you. Like it literally is a cheat code for you to, you know what I mean? Like not only start making passive income, but to learn these skills to be able to do so many other things. So I'm like, all right, you talking a good game. You talking a good game. All right. I said, well, how much does it cost? And so she was like, well, that's the thing, she was like, it's $500. And I'm like, oh, girl, when I heard that in a minute, I said, girl, I don't know. $500 at that time, that was a lot of money to me. Again, I had invested in so many different programs and I had did different payment plans before it. But again, I always felt like, man, like I get so excited about this information and I'm like, I'm done paying for shit and it don't never work. So I'm like, oh, girl, I don't know about that. That $500, I can't do that right now. You know what I'm saying? Like money is tight right now. Like, baby, I had just came out of being audited by the IRS, girl. That was stressful. It was a lot. So I was like, man, I don't have no money. I was still trying to do my UGC thing. So I was making a little money or whatever like that. But it was like literally we had just enough. So I was like, or whatever like that. So I kind of ghosted Missy for like a month. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna have to think about it, or whatever like that. But she did explain to me that I could get started on payment plan. She was like, even she did it on a payment plan. And she literally made her money back before she had even paid off the payment plan. So I was like, okay. But again, you got a lot of goddamn followers, girl. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. So then I ghosted her. Missy definitely tried to reach out to me, check on me or whatever like that. But girl, you know how when you be ghosting somebody or whatever like that, because you heard that amount of money, you was just like, I can't do it. So again, just something at that time. Every time, like every once in a while, when a new month comes, that's just who I am. I like to like do a fast and really just get clarity from God because I'm like, baby, I be out here just living my life. You know what I'm saying? I want to leave with God. So something told me like going into that month, I was like, man, God, okay, I'm a fast and I'm a pray. And I'm like, God, like, I don't know why this master resale right thing is just I don't know. It's just crazy on my mind. Like, God, is this what I need to be doing? Like, really give me a sign, let me know. So I fasted, I prayed, and something just told me to do it. And ironically, not even ironically, God, a brand randomly reached out to me one day. I was sharing something, y'all. And this is what I'm saying, full circle. I happened to be sharing. One thing I used to always tell people that do UGC, like tag brands, tag brands, tag brands. I just happen, I love me some Seagrams, y'all. I'm an old lady or whatever. People be making fun of me. I love me a little Jamaican happy. Sure do. Okay, a little Lima Rita, a little all that. I happened to be like just on my Instagram story randomly and I posted a video of like how I was saying like how I like Seagrams and the little wine coolers and stuff like that. And Seagrams reached out to me and offered me, I didn't have to negotiate or nothing, offered me a $3,000 retainer to do videos for them. And I was like, this is the most money I have ever made or whatever like that. And for me, I thought that was confirmation. Like, cause again, I was praying, I was asking God to send me an opportunity, but I just didn't, I felt like at the time I didn't have the money to do it, because again, I got this tax case on us. We got to pay back all this goddamn money. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm like, okay, maybe this is a sign. So I took my husband's credit card, girl. I hit Missy back up and I said, Missy, I'm ready. I'm gonna do it. I'm terrified, but I'm gonna do it. She was like, I got you, girl. I'm gonna help you. If you want to get mentorship, you can get the mentorship too. But I was like, girl, I can't do that right now because that was an extra $100. And I was like, no. But she was like, Missy was real cool. And she was like, I got you, girl. I'm gonna help you or whatever like that, regardless. Y'all bought the course on May 11th, 2024. And y'all, from the moment I got inside of the program, it literally, I knew that the shift that I was going through, like I felt that was the first time I had ever felt different. And I always tell people, I don't know if it was because that was the first time that although I've always prayed and I asked God to send me an opportunity, this was the first time I ever asked God to lead the opportunity. God, give me the words to say. Tell me, position me, put me where I need to be, put me in front of the people that I need to be. Like, God, this is gonna work. I know this is gonna work. Like, it's gotta work. And something also told me to not talk about it to nobody, to not put nobody, not have the people that are around me, my community, my friends at the time, tell them any of my business. I didn't want nobody to know what I was doing, because that was another thing. One of the kind of like selling points from Missy that really kind of brought me in was she was like, when I had kept saying, well, Missy, you got all these followers, like surely people gonna buy from you. Ain't nobody gonna buy from me. And she was like, no, that was the thing. Like I created a faceless page because you can do this faceless. And you don't even have to show your face and people will buy from you. Again, it's all about the strategy. It's all about these skills that you're learning that you implement. and you learn how to speak to people's emotions and bring them in. People want to learn these skills. People want freedom. People want financial, you know what I'm saying, security, all that, or whatever like that. So when you speak to that, people are going to buy from you. And so I was like, okay, well, she said I could do this faceless, so I'm gonna do this faceless. And again, y'all, going back to when I first seen it, when I seen people do it and what kind of like brought my attention to it, I was like, well, it's a whole bunch of white women. So they talking about I could be faceless, and people had like all this faceless stock content. So I decided to start my journey off as a faceless white woman. Sure did. I would get on live all the time, but I would always have the camera turned around, like looking at my screen. So you didn't know who I was. You would hear my voice and you hear me talking about it. And I literally, y'all, my first 5 days, because I always tell people, I mean, if you want to be technical, it took me 10 days to get my first sale, but I gave myself 5 days to learn the course. At the time, I believe there was like 25 modules inside. There's a lot more modules in there now, so much more information in there now. But I gave myself, said, okay, I'm gonna give myself 5 days to learn information. It was actually addicting to want to learn information because it was the first time the information like felt complete. It was the first time I ever felt like, wow, I actually have an actionable step to take, not just I'm just getting all this information, but not knowing how to implement it. So I was excited. So I'm like, from the moment I got it, baby, that whole weekend, because I got it on a Friday night going into Saturday. Yeah, I was literally glued to my computer. My husband was like, "What are you doing? Are you like editing a YouTube video or something? Like, what are you over there doing?" And I was like, "I ain't telling nobody. I ain't telling nobody. This shit gonna work. I'm just gonna pop it out on the scene and I'm gonna make some money. Because if I could just make $1,000 a day, like, baby, I'm gonna talk my shit because I'm making $1,000 on my own terms." So yeah, I gave myself 5 days. And literally for those first 5 days, I would just get on and I was like, well, I'm not showing my face. I'm not showing, nobody knows who I am. I've started this whole completely faceless page. I was Big Mama. That was my name, or whatever like that. And again, y'all, I'm this whole white girl. I'm posting every day. I'm using the keywords. I'm doing SEO. I'm literally following, like literally like I don't want to say the course was Bible to me, but like literally it was everything. Like I'm doing everything that they telling me to do in this course. Like if I gotta go back inside the module, I'm gonna read it again. Let me go back inside of this mindset module. Let me go back inside of this what was it called? Attraction marketing. Those are like the two ones that I would live in, the foundation module. And I'm like, I'm gonna do everything that they say to do. And if I don't understand, I'm gonna go back in it and I'm like, this shit gonna work. And then at the time, inside of the course, there's a community feature. So you could see other people in here doing, what you was doing. And I would see so many people, oh, it's my first day and I made $500. Or oh, it's my my second week and I made this. Da, da, da. So that for me was inspiring because I was like, wow, these are beginners just like me. It's not just people in here like Missy that have a large following or whatever like that. So hell yeah, if they can do it, I damn sure can do this. So y'all, I launched on a Monday, and like I said, I would get on live, and I would be like, I mean, the way I think I would learn is, I mean, short videos and stuff like that. That's cool. Carousels is cool, but I'm like, I'm the type of person like, give me the information, like, tell me what I got to do or whatever. So I decided to kind of take the angle of live. Nobody is so funny now that I think about it. Um, Nobody really ever told me to like go live. Like I don't know. Cause like even now that I think about it, I don't know why I never thought about this until now, y'all. Sorry, I'm just having a moment. But yeah, like because they didn't have a module about going live. Everything was just like post these videos, be in your stories or whatever like that. But like nobody really was talking about live. But I was like, I'm gonna get my ass on live and I'm gonna show people like in the flesh, like, hey, if you do this, this, and this, you could be making $500 to $1,000 a day. This is all I'm doing. Hey, y'all, I ain't made no money yet, but these skills in here that I'm learning, like, it's so powerful. Like, I know eventually it's coming. I know it's coming. I know it's coming. And then I started seeing like by day 3, not only was I growing and was getting like followers every single day, but like people would come back and they'd be like, "Oh, I seen your live yesterday or whatever like that." Like my very first person that bought the program from me, I think they had watched me for like 3 days, and then on that Friday, they were like my first sale, and it was so crazy. And they was like, literally, I bought from you just from you being honest and saying that you hadn't made any money, but the skills alone that you're learning, like, and that was the first thing that really registered to me. It wasn't about what I was actually showing. I mean, yeah, it helps. Don't get me wrong, but it was about how I made people feel. I made people feel like it was possible that again, if you just be yourself, you be honest. Even though here I am as a whole white woman, like if you looked at my actual Instagram page, baby was a whole white woman, G wagon, the matcha, because again, that's what I thought that was what the people wanted. That was what I thought was the only way that it was going to work, and that really wasn't the case. It was how I made people feel when I was on live, how my content was written in a way where it made people feel. It wasn't about the actual shit. And so I was like, I try to play it off or whatever. Keep in mind, y'all, I'm behind the scenes. So I'm like, yeah, okay. So I just got my first sale, y'all. I just got my first, and this is what I'm saying, y'all. I just made $500. And I've never been the type of person that likes to show money or whatever like that, or like show screenshots. 'Cause I feel like people can make up screenshots, and then again, at the time when I had started, that was kind of like a scam thing that people was lying or whatever like that. But I had a notification that popped up while I was on live, literally doing the same thing that I would do. I would be on live, y'all, for like an hour, 2 hours, but I literally would be talking about what I was enjoying in the program, what I was learning, the community, all of that, and I would literally just do the same thing every single day. And from day one, literally, more people just kept coming, kept coming. Obviously, when you make some money, that's gonna really make you show up. So now I'm like, okay, well, baby, instead of going live one time, we're gonna go live 2 times. We're gonna go live 3 times. And I literally would just do the same thing over and over, y'all. Literally, my first 23 days of doing it, I had made $15,000. And that was the most money I had ever made in such a short period of time. And on top of that, I didn't have to create nothing. All I did was share something that was working for other people. And that really was like, man, this okay, I see what the hell these people, if I don't make no more money, which I pray to God that I do, but if I don't make no more money, like I get it. I get it. So from that point, I kept posting, kept posting. And long story short, grew a brand new Instagram page, y'all. Brand new Instagram page from zero all the way to 22,000 followers in 90 days. In 90 days, y'all. Like on the 96th day, because again, I was posting a lot because again, when I started seeing the money, I said, oh, baby, probability says the more I put myself out there, the more money gonna come in. I started like really like falling in love with it because I was like, wow, this is what they be talking about. Meaning you can control what you earn. What you put into this is what you get out of it. So I'm like, baby, we're gonna start. Baby, I'm post 6 times a day. I'm gonna get on live 3 times a day. And I started getting like notifications from Instagram. And now again, this was around this time where like the reels, what was it called? The reels, girl, something where they was paying, where they actually was paying, people was making good money on Instagram for your reels, because it was like in competition with TikTok. And so I had got monetized on Instagram. I'm thinking I'm doing my little 1 2 1 2, and I'm like, damn, I'm doing all this from not showing my face, bro. This shit is crazy. And but long story short, yeah, my page ended up getting shut down. I was devastated. But at the same time, when I go back to that moment, and this is why I've built my community, this is why I'm the person that I am today. Between all of that, yes, I was making a lot of money and I was so excited, but God kept telling me that I needed to help people. I needed to actually help people and actually put a message behind it. It's one thing, yeah, solving problems or whatever, but like actually being a resource and helping people and helping a certain type of a group of people. But I was just like, God, I ain't worried about nobody, baby. I'm trying to get myself out of a situation. Okay, this is the most money I've ever made. I ain't trying to do that, whatever, like that, baby. If these people, I am helping people when they buy the course, buy this course that's going to help you. Okay, do your thing. But I mean, I would always answer questions or whatever like that. But God was like, no, you need to help people. You need to help moms. You need to help women. And all of a sudden, the people that started reaching out to me were moms, were strictly women. Because in the beginning, I was helping everybody. I didn't care, man, woman, young, old, didn't matter. Okay, I didn't give a damn. But then all of a sudden, like God started sending people and was like, hey, could you please like help me? This is my last $200, but something told me to reach out to you. Can you help me? Can you help me? And I'm like, I mean, you can buy this course, but what the hell, you know what I mean? And I really, I know for a fact that I was being disobedient. And again, I was just so excited and so happy that this is the most money that I ever made, baby. And I ain't gotta help, I ain't gotta do too much. So with that being said, I ended up falling into mentorship. Did not want to do it. That was never a part of the plan, baby. I'm a very like, I mean, I love supporting people, whatever, but at a distance. I don't want to be your friend. I don't want to do nothing. That's just who I am. Like no hard feelings or anything like that. But it started doing that. And one of my very first students, literally, she was living in her car. She had 3 kids and had just lost her apartment, didn't have anything. And she was like, see her, like something. And I'm like, God, why do you keep sending these people? Like, what the hell am I supposed to do with this? You know what I mean? Like, that's really how I felt. And I was just so confused. And I'm like, God, like, yeah, no, no. And it was just pressure. And she was like, and I remember I can say this now or whatever like that because she's doing her thing, her big one. She didn't taken off. She's amazing, been able to buy a house, take her kids on multiple vacation. Like it's just so crazy how God can transform your life if you just say yes and just be obedient. But I was like hesitant about helping her, but she was like, "This is my last $200." Girl, she went on my website, bought the program anyway, and was like, "I need you to help me." And I felt at that point I was obligated to help her because here's somebody that's saying they spent their last $200. Like, girl, what the hell? So I'm like, she bought it on a payment plan, so surely I gotta help her. You know what I mean? Because you spent your last, and I felt guilty. I'm not gonna lie. So that's kind of how I fell into mentorship, and I started helping people. And I'm like, oh wow, like mentorship is really just you being a couple of steps ahead of it. It's not about you knowing everything. You're not responsible for their success. You just have to help them, guide them, motivate them, whatever. And I've always been the type of person, like I'm telling y'all, taking it back to when I was poor. homeless in the Guardian home. Okay, baby, I'm always gonna motivate somebody to do better because it's like, what's the worst thing that can happen if you just think positive? Y'all started helping her. She got her first sales like literally within weeks. And again, going back to that moment at the time, I didn't know, but now I know she was just so grateful and was like, "Oh my God, Sierra, like this is all because of you. Like like this is all because of you. Like I wouldn't have been." And I'm like, "Girl, no, this is you. Like you went through the course, you bought the course or whatever like that. I just was telling you the shit that I was doing or whatever." But did not know that this was literally gonna like turn into my purpose and what God wanted me to do. And then it was like after her, she doing her thing or whatever. This here come another mom. "Oh my God, like you about to get put out or whatever like that. We don't have da da da." And I'm like, "Okay, God, can you stop sending me all these problematic people? Like I for real, I can't." I can't handle this. This is too much of my mental. Like I don't want this pressure. And then if they don't succeed, it's gonna be my fault or whatever like that. Didn't know how God was preparing me. Had no clue. Um, and again, that's how I kind of fell into mentorship. And again, it was like student after student after student was taken off. And again, I never took any kind of credit for it. I'm one of them type of people. I have a hard time receiving things. I struggle with that. That's just who I am. And I did not know, but everybody, at that time, back then, was very just grateful and just like, "Oh my God, Sierra, like this is all because of you. Like you need to create your own thing one day." And I'm like, "Girl, create my own thing." Like, baby, look, I'm just gonna resell this course over and over and over because I'm making, I'm getting that bread. Okay. I don't have no intention of trying to help, like do anything like that. Like, why would I try to be putting my own, like, no, never. Again, y'all, more people just kept coming, more people. It wouldn't, I'll never, and I've shared this with y'all multiple times on my channel. The probably the most unique student that I ever had was a 66 at the time. She was 66, she turned 67, but a 66-year-old woman who was like, "I've seen you talking about," because at this point, y'all, I'm on YouTube and I started like coming on my YouTube channel and I'm showing my face or whatever like that. And she reached out to me and was like, and every time I think about it, I always get emotional because it's just, I'll be like, "God, like how, why?" Like, and it was so crazy how I wasn't going to be, it's just crazy what things can turn into. But the 66-year-old woman reached out to me and was like, "I want you to help me. I'm going to get the course." And God put it on my heart. And everybody always says the same to me: "God put it on my heart to reach out to you. It's something about you. And I want you to help me." So I started helping her, y'all. Keep in mind, this woman had never used a computer, had never used a phone, had never did social media, didn't barely knew what social media was, but she was like, "I see you on your live. I somehow you popped up on my I guess, well, not, I don't know what it's called on YouTube, for you page or whatever like that. But and she was like, "I resonated with you and you're gonna help me. Something told me that you're gonna help me." And I'm like, again, okay, now this is somebody that ain't you, baby. They don't know what social. God, why are you doing this to me? Ain't no way. 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 But I was like, you know what? I gotta fake the phone because at this point, I ain't gonna lie, I'm feeling a little cocky because I had helped multiple students and they was making money. But again, I never really gave myself full credit because I was just like, again, sis, you got the same course I got. If you go through these modules, it literally is a cheat code. Just follow along. But some people do need that extra support. Some people do need that extra hand holding guy. Some people just need that confidence of like, you can do this, and like having somebody in their corner. And that's why having a mentor, having a coach is so beneficial for so many people. There's so many people that can sell a program or a product or whatever, but there's a lot of people that can't. Sometimes it just requires having that support. Y'all, it was some work. We definitely was I ain't gonna lie, I had my moments of frustration. And it was hard, but like I was like, you know what, at that point, and I don't know if it's just a Leo in me or whatever, but I was like, man, I got something to prove. I'm gonna get her through this shit. We gonna, sis, you gonna get yours. So it took about, was Miss Anna, it took her like 2 months. But that 2 months of her working at the time, I didn't know the things that she was going through in her life. And it was so crazy, like how just, man, I'm telling y'all, like, oh, it was just so crazy. But she stuck with it. She got it. And long story short, of her being in this space for over 8 months, y'all, she made over $80,000 as a person that had never been on social media, a person that had never done, like, I mean, y'all, if y'all know what a jitterbug phone is, you can understand. um, and again, at the time, I didn't know. I didn't know how God was preparing me. I didn't know what God was trying to, I don't know, tell me inside. Because again, I'm one of them type of people. I'm never gonna like. I'm like, "Sis, this is all you. You did this. You did this." And she was just so grateful and just so supportive. And she was really probably one of my biggest in like people that encourage. She was like, "Sierra, you need to do your own thing. You really need to do your own. Like, you bigger than this. Like, you need to do something seriously. Like the way that you help people, the way that you talk to people, the way that you make people feel. you need to be doing your own thing. I'm like, girl, no, like again, I'm gonna always y'all, I got live still up to this day. Like I'm like, I'm gonna always sell this program, product, or whatever like that. This is literally, I wouldn't be who the person I am today if it was not for this. Like I'm comfortable, I'm good where I'm at. This is what I need to do. She was like, no, you need to do this. You need to do this because the things that you're doing, the way that you're helping people, like for real, like you're a blessing to other people and you need to do this. And I'm like, okay. And at this point, y'all, I had already hit my first six figures, which was crazy. I had made my first six figures in 9 months. And making your first six figures, I think that, a lot of people, a lot of entrepreneurs talk about this or whatever. It's probably one of the hardest things because it's like, when is it gonna happen? When is it gonna happen? Right. And I started my journey completely messy. Like, I had multiple different digital storefronts. Again, I started off faceless. Then I had to switch my page. Then girl, I was just all over the place. So again, I'm not looking at myself. I'm just like, girl, I'm somebody that, again, I just took a chance on myself. I invested in myself and I get it now. I get why people always are saying this and how I can take you. Like it literally changes you as a person. It's not just about the money. It's so much more. Well, long story short, without saying too much, again, I've shared this before on my page. If you've seen my lives and stuff like that, when she passed, the lady ended up passing because she had stage 4 cancer. Again, at the time, did not know. She did not tell me any of this. I did not know. It wasn't until like I guess like she kind of knew that they couldn't do really anything else for her. Um and she, her family, shout out to Miss Anna, shout out to to Claire, her daughter, shout out to Steven, her son. Shout out to all the people that just, man, like I'm telling y'all, I really didn't want to talk about this. I don't know how this came about. I'm sorry. I don't want to get emotional, but um when she passed, like, I don't know, I just felt obligated at the time. Like, man, I really gotta do this shit because like, y'all, I'm sorry. Every time I talk about her, and I'm not like sad or anything like that, it's just I just always get emotional because that was the first time I had ever felt like in my life. Again, I was adopted. So, my parents have been in and out of my life and just never really feeling like, damn, don't nobody ever support me. Again, I'm always pouring into people. I'm always doing stuff for people, but don't nobody ever support me. But it was just the way that like, y'all, this woman said on on her literally on her deathbed, like, Sierra, you need to do your own thing. You really need to do your own thing. Like, stop being scared and do your own thing, do your own thing, do your own thing. And I'm like, girl, I am comfortable. I'm good where I'm at. Like, this is good. I have made more money than I could ever imagine. Like, I'm good. I'm good. And she was like, no, like, promise me you're gonna do that. Promise me you're gonna do it. And honestly, if it was not for Miss Anna, I would have never launched my own course of community. Because it's a scary thing. Again, it's one thing copy and pasting because that's all I was doing. And that's why I'm always telling y'all, like, y'all, copy and pasting digital marketing, y'all truly changed my life. I'm someone who literally never had anything, never had anything, never, you know what I'm saying? Always had money issues, always had money struggles because it literally stemmed from my childhood trauma, hearing that money don't grow on trees, hearing all that bullshit that, that we hear or whatever. Um, and it was like, again, like it changed the way my relationship with money. It changed the way I thought about money. It changed the way like how I perceived. And that's why I'm so passionate about trying to help people and think differently. Yeah, it's more than just getting a course, baby. This could be a stepping stone for you to finally get the freedom for your family. And I am someone who has dibbled and dabbled in every side hustle that you could think of. I've tried it. One thing I'm gonna do is, baby, I'm gonna try. Baby, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try. But this was the first thing that I was like, man, I can be me. I can show up as me. I ain't gotta do too much. I can showcase my real personality and just be me, and it helps people and it's a blessing to other people. And as much as it always had hurt me in my past, that I would always try to help family members, help friends, and even though they would like piss on me and shit on me pretty much, this was the first time like God was like, see, you can help people and you can bless and be a blessing to other people. Keep your distance, keep your distance. But and it actually worked, and you get a benefit from it. You know what I mean? And again, I've always gotten joy just to see other people doing better. I don't know. That's just again, that's just who I am. I can't help that. But yeah, like all of this literally stemmed from one investment, y'all. One investment that changed, like, and again, I made over $300,000 in this business module. I've been able to buy my dream car cash, and none of that materialistic bullshit means anything. But having the freedom, being able to live my life on my own terms, being able to do the things that I just could only imagine, and not to sound corny and nothing like that, but like dream of when I was a kid, that was like, oh man, if I ever could become a celebrity, because the way I was brought up and raised, the only way I thought you could make some money, especially as a black person, was if you be a celebrity, an athlete, or something like that. And good luck. Okay, y'all tried out for American Idol. Y'all probably don't even know this. Back in the day, y'all know this about me. But no, like And it's just like it's just been a full circle. So I'm just telling you to say, I say this all to say, don't feel like, because I know what it was like having that bad taste in my mouth or seeing people and you sitting back and you watching. The thing is, stop sitting back and watching people. Stop sitting back and trying to consume, and just do it. Start the shit messy. Start the shit uneducated. It's fine. But as long as you start, like, you're gonna eventually end up somewhere. But if you quit, you're not. You know what I mean? And it's like, worst case scenario, what's the worst thing that can happen if you try? What's the worst thing it could happen if you look into information, ask questions, do your research or whatever? Everybody wants shit handed to them overnight. And that's the goddamn problem. You know what I mean? Social media has created this um I don't know, just this thought of like this overnight success. Anybody that I know that's successful, baby, they didn't try. It wasn't no, I mean, unless your people, your family got some money or something like that. You know what I mean? But honestly, anything that's worth having, you gonna go through some things. It's gonna be hard, it's gonna be a struggle. But honestly, that's what God is trying to show you. Like, is this something that you really want? Because you're gonna show up regardless. There's y'all time and time again, and I tell y'all this all the time. I don't still to this day, I don't have no big following. I had a bigger following when I was faceless. I don't have no big following. All I do is I just show up, I tell my truth, I be honest, and I just try to educate my audience. If I can do this, you can do it too. There's nothing special about me that I had, baby. Probably I had more, I bet you I got more odds against me than you do. You know what I mean? But again, you can't sit up here and say that you want to change your life. You can't sit up here and say, I want to be different. I want to be this different person in 2026, but don't do nothing about it. And that's, one thing why when I created my community, and for moms, and it's so crazy because I always tell people this, that the fact that my whole brand is helping moms make money online, my whole brand is mom this, mom that. And I didn't even want to be a mom. You have to be open to hear what God wants for you. Okay. And 9 times out of 10, a lot of the times it's something way bigger and better that you could only ever imagine. You know what I'm saying? Again, y'all, still to this day, I still sell the program that I got started with. Don't get me wrong or whatever like that. And I love it. But God put a purpose on my heart and was like, you need to do your own thing. You need your own thing. And he put people in my life for a reason. And, again, as a person that is hard to receive, I be working on it. Okay. I'm still working on it, girl. I'm still working on it. Okay. But it's just my upbringing and how I was brought. You know what I mean? You have to get to a point where you expect. And if you serve the God that I serve, I'm just saying, God wants you to live a good life. God wants you to be prosperous. God wants you to have everything that it is that you desire. But you gotta feel that way and you gotta expect that way. You can't sit up here and complain. And that's the thing that I see so many people every single day. Y'all get on Facebook, y'all get on threads and you complain, woe is me, woe is me. Like, are you hoping that that's going to go viral or something and you think that you're going to blow up like that? Because I have so many students that go viral for the wrong reasons and still broke and still ain't got no money. You know what I'm saying? If you actually take the time to tap in, learn a skill, master that skill. And honestly, I'm telling y'all to this day, as a person that don't want to have to do too much, work too hard, digital products, especially done for you, digital products, is gonna be the way. It's gonna be, look, that's the wave to me. Because I'm just saying, baby, it's already done. It's already got clout. It's already got, we gonna do that. We gonna do that. Okay. I ain't gotta work too hard. I ain't gotta create shit. I just gotta show up. Oh, okay. We gonna do that. We gonna do that. I'm telling you, start working smarter instead of thinking like you have to work hard. Oh, if I do this, like who told us that? Who told us that? And that's the thing. Like, I used to think all the time, like, ooh, I'm getting, like, that ain't nothing to be bragging about, that you had to work 60 hours overtime to get you a $2,000 check. That's no, baby. I got on live and made $2,000 in 30 minutes. That's what I'm bragging about. You know what I'm saying? You could be too. But also, again, being a blessing in other people's lives is not just about the money, y'all. It's about helping other people reach financial freedom. Helping, like, I get so much joy when any of my past students hit me up, oh my God, Sierra, I just got my first sale. Oh my God, Sierra, I just got my first apartment. I just was able to pay off all my student loans. I was able to do this. I was able to do that. That right there, baby, chef's kiss. Okay. Like, that has been the biggest thing that I have taken away from this. And it's like, I always never understood when people, people that got money, when they be like, oh, money ain't everything. Money can't buy you and it really can't. Money is a tool to fund the things that you want to do in your life, to be able to do the things that you want to do. But honestly, money is something that you should be using to invest in something else. You're never going to reach the level of wealth that you want to by saving money. I'm telling you this right now, sis. And if whoever told you that, they lying to you. You're not. You know why? Because I tried it. it didn't happen for me. The moment that I learned how to take my money to make more money, to make more money, to make more money. And that's why sometimes I don't show up all the time on social media. That's why sometimes I don't post. You know why? Because I've created systems for myself. You know what I did? When I started making all this money in digital products, I said, you know what? I'm gonna start dibbling dabbling back into Airbnb because I've done it before. Let me take a different approach. Let me move differently. Boom, got into it, started doing short-term rentals where, hey, I got somebody staying in my Airbnb for 6 months at a time. Okay, that's income. Then my husband, he been seeing what I was doing. He was like, damn, bitch, you making all this goddamn money. Show me how to put me on or whatever like that. I want to get off this goddamn job. Okay, my husband has always been in the cars. Let's invest into Turo. Let's start doing that. Let's buy cash cars. And people, which is crazy to this day, it's insane. At least the people in Indiana, girl, they be renting Toro cars just to do DoorDash and Amazon. It's insane. But hey, get you a whole bunch of cars or whatever like that. That's another stream of income. Okay, now I got this money working for me over here. I got this money working for me over here. I got this. Y'all, this all stemmed from one digital asset that I was terrified to invest in, that I was scared, that I was like, man, shit's too good to be true. They out here lying. Ain't no way or whatever. And I've been able to change my life completely. I no longer have to worry about, oh my God, do I got to make a payment arrangement with Verizon? Do I got to do this? Do I got to do that? And it's such an amazing feeling, and everybody should experience that. So stop thinking that your upbringing or where you from or who this or whatever, or even where you're at right now, that you can't change your situation. It starts with you saying yes. It requires you. The best thing that you could do is invest in yourself. Okay. Again, you can get you a mutual fund, you can do all that or whatever like that, get you a financial planner, and that's cool. But I'm telling you right now, the way social media is set up, the way AI and everything like this is taking over, there has never been a better time to invest in yourself. Learn a skill, master that skill. And there's so many other things that you can do with it, y'all. There's times where I'm out in public. One of my students that's inside of my community now, I met her because she heard me talking on live one day at the park with the kids. And she was like, oh, I'm a mom. I would love to learn how to make, money or whatever like that. So again, it's not just about being online or everything like that. It's once you have these skills, nobody can take that away from you. Just like when you have a degree. But only thing about having a degree is if your ass decide not to get a job in that field, you just stuck with that goddamn degree and you can't resell it. You know what I mean? So I'm telling you, if you're looking for a way, if you want to go into not even just a new year, maybe like a new day as a completely different person, you have to think differently. You have to move differently. Okay. Again, you sitting back watching me, you sitting back consuming it. They think they better than whatever. Anytime a motherfucker say that, that's because you're deflecting. That's because you are projecting how you wish that you could be that, how you wish. Do something about it. I don't know about y'all. I was like, I'll be damned if I sit back and when I watch one more person create their dream life in front of me, they are not better than me. So what's the worst case? And again, I started messy. I started all over the place. Y'all, I started off as a whole faceless white woman to now having my own community, having where people literally, I have people that y'all that I look up to. I, like I'm like, hey sis, can you mentor me? Can you help me or whatever? And I'm coaching them. I'm helping them. I'm mentoring them. Okay. I would not have been this person if I would have never said yeah. If I would have never felt like I didn't think I was worthy of $500. I was terrified. But again, so many people will spend they like, oh girl, let me give me a little Fashion Nova card. Let me go get these Bath and Body Work candles. Spend your last little $20, $50, $100 on that to make you happy in that moment. But then 5 minutes later, you still broke. Your account still, you scared to look at your account. Baby, I love looking up at my bank account. Every day I'd be like, oh girl, I get excited. I remember, and it's like, I say all that to say, and I'm not trying to say it to brag in any kind of way, but these were everything that I do and every way that I move to this day I always go back to because I'm a big believer, especially if you're inside of my community. I talk about this all the time, being in a sense of gratitude because it's so important. It really would change your life. But I literally do the total opposite of what I used to be scared to look at my bank account. Oh my God, girl, am I shit is in the negative? Is it in the negative? Oh Lord, I'm gonna transfer some money over. Lord, I gotta make a payment arrangement. You know what I'm saying? To now, my bills are on auto pay. I don't have to think. Me and my husband, we used to always talk about how one day because we're huge fans of the Eagles, are like, hey, we gonna fly to Philly, fly right back. Doing these type of things, taking last minute vacations. I ain't gotta plan my vacations out 6, 7 months, baby. If I want to go on vacation tomorrow, I can. And these are things that, man, if I just save enough money, hopefully we can get on a payment plan, going on vacation broke. You know what I mean? Like all of this changed because I changed. And again, if you are someone who's been praying, who's God, you can only pray so much. What are you going to do differently? How are you going to move differently? Every day that you wake up is a chance to do something different and move differently. There's nothing wrong with working a 9 to 5. Use that shit to fund your business. But again, there's nothing like having your own and controlling your own. I control how much money I make. There are opportunities for money always around me, and I'm aware of that, and I know that. And you need to know that too, okay? Again, a 9 to 5 is never going to get you to a point where you can retire, your family members do whatever or whatever. It literally is set up for you to only make just enough to keep you at bay. When you can move how you want to move, you can do the things that you want to do if you decide that, you know what, I'm worth investing in me. I'm worth learning the skill. I'm worth being able to take one digital asset that makes me money over and over and over and over. Y'all been selling the same digital product for over 19 months now. 19 months and still make money from it. I'm able to do the things that I want to do for my kids. It used to make me feel so bad that when my kids ask me, "Can you do this? Can you?" Not right now, y'all. I can't do it. Mama ain't got it right now. When your daddy get paid, he said he was gonna work overtime. So maybe when he work overtime, then we could probably do it. Fuck that. No. So I changed my situation. And yeah, I'm not saying it was a get rich quick scheme by any means. Yeah, I got my first sale in 5 days. But at the same time, I had also been laying the groundwork prior to not even knowing. I had learned how to negotiate. I had learned how to make people feel a certain type of way. I had learned how to talk and position myself on social media, but that required me to learn. And this is why I'm big on, telling, moms and stuff like that. As a mom, how do you talk to your kids? How you pour into your kids is the same way you have to pour into yourself in your business. It's the same way that you have to think about yourself. Yeah, in the beginning, ain't nobody gonna watch your shit. Yeah, in the beginning, ain't nobody gonna support you. Yeah, in the beginning, ain't nobody gonna like, share, none of that. Who cares? Who cares? Again, there's a lot of, just like this live right now, I know it's gonna bring me in multiple sales because it always does. You know what I mean? And it gets to a point where, again, first of all, I know what God I serve, but I know how I show up. I know the information that I'm giving is resourceful. I know it's going to help somebody. I know it's going to bless somebody. And you get to a point where it's not arrogance, it's confidence, and it's I expect that. Do you get what I'm saying? Because that's what it's been these last 19 months. So again, if I can do this, you can do this too. If you want to invest in yourself, which I highly recommend that you do, don't wait until the beginning of like that whole cliche of I'm gonna start at the beginning of the year. No, start right now. Start right now. You can literally get started for zero down in some cases. And even if you're not a mom, I have two programs that literally are going to help you. One requires you to be extremely locked in. That was the program that I got started with. It's called Digital Wealth Academy. It's on my website. You can get started with it on a payment plan. But on top of that, not just going through the modules and all that, it's important to have a good person behind you, someone that can support you, someone that's been through the things that you're going to go through to kind of help you. I'm real big on helping my students skip all of my mistakes so you don't have to worry about it. Baby, let's get straight to the point. I show you how to take your everyday moments, turn it into content, y'all, because that's all this is. Take advantage of it. If you're someone that doesn't want to show your face, you don't have to. Take advantage of AI. Create your AI twin. You can create a whole different AI person inside of the programs. It teaches you that. So again, y'all have no excuse. You can't say you want to change your situation, but not put in any kind of work. It just don't work like that. If you want to your dream body. Now, yeah, some people take the easy route and they go get them a little BBL, do whatever like that. But some people actually take the time, hey, I'm gonna start eating healthy. I'm gonna change my lifestyle. I'm gonna move differently. I'm gonna not eat after 7 o'clock or whatever like that because I don't want that food sitting in my stomach. Whatever. I'm gonna work out and I'm gonna be consistent. I'm gonna run. I'm gonna do this, right? It requires work. And it sucks when you go through it. I ain't gonna lie. It do. I hate working out. I hate working out. But when you start seeing them results, it start building up that confidence. And you be like, you know what? Okay, hold up now. This minute. And then you keep going, and then you keep going, and you keep going. You get better, you get better, you start looking better, you start looking better. Then people start noticing, then people, oh girl, okay, now same thing. It's the same exact thing. Okay. So stop saying that woe is me. Oh, it could never happen for me. Oh, that's just something that rich people do. That shit drives me insane. Stop thinking like that because you're gonna keep yourself in the same cycle of being broke, being stuck, and not having and living the life that you want to live. Everybody has the opportunity to live. We all got the same 24 hours. Okay. So again, if I can do it, you can do it too. I highly recommend that you invest in yourself. Like I said, you can get started on a payment plan, y'all. I would show y'all, but I ain't got time. My daughter looking at me like I'm crazy. So, but I hope this helped. I don't know what this was not the game plan. Again, y'all hadn't been on live. Y'all know me. Once I start talking, I can't help myself. But I'm serious, y'all. I was gonna let one investment literally change my life completely. Being able to open up so many doors for myself, my family, and other people as well too. You know what I mean? Like now I'm at a point now where I'm comfortable saying, yeah, I have been a blessing in so many people's lives because again, they too have been down that road of investing and didn't have the right coach, didn't have the right mentor behind them, helping them. And that's one thing, and I'm a big believer. I don't do um in-depth mentorship anymore with DWA, just because I just don't have the time to do it. But I mean, you really don't even need it, honestly, because when you invest with me, whether it's DWA or MPM, you get my cell phone number. So that way you can text me. You have questions, you're not feeling stuck, because I know what it's like, but it requires you to put in the work, okay? You have to put in the work, okay? But it's one of those things. If you are someone, I always tell people this, and it's the last thing I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna let y'all go. Whatever your salary is now, I want you to really think about this. If it's 30,000, 40,000, 50,000, 80,000, whatever, right? Okay, you make that in a year. Now, granted, you make that, then you know you gotta take taxes out or whatever. But just know that how do you get to a point where, okay, let's say you make $50,000 a year, you make that in a year. How can we get to a point where you can make that in a month, in a couple of weeks, in 6 months, whatever, right? Y'all gotta start putting shit to paper. You know what I mean? When I realized that, damn, $274 a day is 100K in a year, that was when I hit my first 6 months. Then I was like, damn, I made my second six figures in 5 months, y'all. Because I'm like, it's not that deep. Stop overwhelming yourself and thinking that, oh, it has to be this certain type of way. No, what was, baby, if you get one digital asset that you can sell over and over and over, and that's exactly what I do. I created NPM so my mamas can sell it for $400, $500, depending on if you offer mentorship or whatever. But still, why work hard and having to keep create reinventing yourself and reinventing the wheel? You ain't got to do that. Get you a digital asset that people want, that solves a problem. People want to learn these skills, y'all. Social media is taking over. AI is taking over. People, it's about to be so many people that's gonna lose their job next year. This is the perfect time to invest in yourself, learn a skill. So if that does happen to you, okay, oh well. So what? Doesn't bother me. I don't care. You know what I mean? You have to get yourself in that position. But you talking about somebody, you gossiping, you doing this, you again consuming, 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 but not taking no action. What the hell are you watching for? What the hell are you watching for? I tell y'all this all the time. When I see so many of y'all come in my life, and again, I appreciate the support, I do, but what are you doing to change your situation? When are you gonna feel like you're worthy enough to do this and live this life and have this life that you want? Okay, that all starts with you. And I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be, make you feel a certain type of way. But being broke, that's never a lifestyle that I'm ever going back to, because I've created something for myself that doesn't allow that. I've been able to finally do things that I've always dreamed of being able to do. Have my babies being trust fund babies, having life insurance and all that, just handling the small shit. Okay. So many people don't even do that. In a job, that job's not allowing you to do that. That job's not making that happen for you. So again, it starts with you. It starts with you in your mind saying, you know what? I deserve this. And I'm not gonna feel bad about saying it. And if there's anybody that's around you that said, "Oh, you think so okay, so you trying to act brand new?" I absolutely am, because I'm trying to be a brand new person. I'm trying to have a brand new life. You're absolutely right. I'm glad you noticed. Okay, so if it's the people around you, and again, that's what I'm saying. The first thing, which is what I was trying to, which is what I thought I was going. That's where I thought I was going. But again, I always say, God, use me, give me the words to say, Lord. But no, but like seriously, like as you getting ready to go into a new day, new month, new year, whatever, really evaluate your circle, because that was the thing that I felt like for so many years I could have been so much further, but I always let the people around me. And that's why I had to cut my family off. That's why I had to cut friends off and just really be in a season of isolation. But I'm so glad that I did, because it elevated me to a point where I didn't even think that was possible for myself, that I didn't even think that could happen for myself, but it did. And it was scary. Yes, it was uncomfortable, but in order to get yourself to that next level, it requires you to be uncomfortable. If you are comfortable right now, I guarantee you're not living the life that you want to live. I guarantee you're not. You have to challenge yourself. You have to, and again, y'all, I'm not trying to sound like a corny motivational speaker. This is just my truth, okay? And this is what I tell my students and stuff like that all the time, okay? Not only y'all have students that have made more money than me. I have students that have made, again, it all is what you put into it. So again, if you are serious and you're tired of making excuses, you're tired of living paycheck to paycheck, and you're ready to actually finally do something for yourself, not your kids, not it's not even about that. Like, don't get me wrong, it's for your kids and stuff like that too. But I'm like, for yourself. For yourself. You know what I mean? Invest in yourself. It's the best thing that you can do. And it literally can change everything for you. And there's nothing like having a life of freedom. There's nothing like being able to say, you know what? Like, y'all, not trying to flex on that, but it's a flex to say, girl, I make anywhere between $400 and $3,000. That's usually my average. Now, granted, I'm working on trying to increase that and take that to the next level, whatever. But this is just me being honest with you. Y'all, on average, I make anywhere from 400 to 3,000. Baby, I was just grateful if I could make an extra $1,000 a month. Okay. And this is all from digital products. And now being able to have multiple businesses. Like, I used to be terrified of this. I used to be so scared of this. And it's like, for what? For what? What is wrong with you, girl? Get out of your goddamn head and do something different. Change who you are, because I'm telling you, if you don't change, nothing's ever going to change. If you complain and complain and complain, even if you praying, God going to be like, okay, so what you going to do about it? And I didn't gave you the opportunity. I didn't put the information in front of you. What are you gonna do about it? Being scared is gonna get you nowhere. Y'all, tomorrow's not promised for any of us. So why not live the life that were meant to live? You know what I mean? Why not be able to, I've always wanted to be this person that travels and live my life on my own terms. And I really am doing it. I'm 34 years old. I thought I wasn't gonna be able to do that until I reached 50. 60. I said, I know damn, y'all, my husband, he older than me. I said, I know damn well when he sit down, I'm sitting down too. But to be able to say that I was able to get my husband off of his second job. My husband's no longer on nights. Like, I made that shit happen because I wasn't scared to invest in me. So again, don't be scared to invest in yourself. I'll link everything down below. Y'all payment plans are available. Like I said, when you get started, one thing that I always like to do when I'm on live is I will help you. I'll give you your 30-day content plan. I'll set up your website for you. You literally have no excuse to get started, okay? I really don't do this as much anymore. That's why I don't be popping up on live like that. But God put it on my heart because I know there's going to be a few people. I'm going to help you set up your systems. But again, it requires you to go through the course. You got to learn the information. But y'all, this course has made millionaires. This has made multiple six figures, myself included. And if we all can do it, you can do it as well, okay? But if you have any questions, feel free to shoot me a DM on Instagram. I'm really good about getting back to my DMs. Baby, y'all been sending me messages on Facebook, child. One thing I'm not gonna do is answer a message on Facebook because it just be giving scam. I'm sorry. It do. Okay. But as always, y'all, everything will be linked down below. If y'all have any questions, stop being scared. I'm always here to help you. Even if you don't invest with me, look into it for yourself. Okay. But again, having a good coach and a mentor is really going to help you take off a lot faster. A lot of my students do take off a lot faster when they do lock in with me. No way am I saying that I'm going to do the work for you. So don't be thinking that, okay? It requires you to show up. It requires you to believe in yourself and have a little mindset shift. But in both programs, mindset is a huge thing that is implemented in there and it's going to help you. So again, whenever you're ready to get started, I got you, okay? But I hope y'all enjoyed this live. I know it went left completely, but hey, God put that on my heart, so I want to share that with y'all. But I will see y'all. Y'all, I really am gonna try to get up a vlog today. I don't know why I've been struggling getting these vlogs up. Like I've been having so much other stuff going on. But I'm gonna try to upload the vlog. I'm gonna try to upload the vlog because y'all been asking me about the vlogs, and girl, it's just I had a lot going on. But all right, y'all. I may hop on here a little bit later. I gotta get back to my two a days. I'm getting back to my two a days, going live twice a day. But if you watch this all the way to the end, girl, make sure you like this live. I gotta do a better job saying that, and doing that. Share this live with somebody. Maybe it touched you or whatever like that. But if it did, I know it did. Be sure to share it with someone else because it could be a blessing for someone else. And again, you can be a blessing for someone else too. But it starts with you investing in you. But all right, y'all. I will see y'all later tomorrow, later on, whenever. Okay. Happy Taco Tuesday.